Google, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Netflix. These are just a few of the top tech companies that software engineers dream of working at throughout their careers. But are they all that they're made out to be? I used to think that's what I wanted, but I'm not so sure anymore. Back when I was in college, I used to watch coding YouTubers make these day in a life of a software engineer at a top tech company videos, and I really envied how carefree the lifestyle was. Online content creators at companies like Facebook and Airbnb, they made it seem amazing. They made it seem like you just hang out, you get paid a lot, and you relax all day. But over time, I think we've all collectively come to realize that this isn't the case. Content creators want to show you the best moments of working at a top tech company because it's more entertaining. They know that people dream of getting into the top company, so they want to capitalize on that dream by making it seem amazing. But this portrayal kind of creates a skewed image of what it's actually like. In reality, it's not all the highs. It's a mix of highs and lows. The highs are what you see online, and they are cool, with the cool campuses, the good perks, working on cool things, getting a lot of money. But the lows aren't really shown in this online content. You know, you've usually got long hours, you've got a pressure to perform, you feel like a cog in this giant machine. It's just capitalized on because of this prestige of working at a top company. But I think just like how college prestige is dying, this top tech company prestige is dying a little bit too. If you get into one of these top tech companies, your role could be specialized and you could be working on this tiny feature for years of a really big project. And you're not automatically going to be working on the most innovative, cutting edge things. In fact, if that's what you care about, you might be better at a startup company. At a startup, you'd be working on a smaller team and your role would usually be more important, and on a day-to-day basis, your actions will impact the entire company. And a startup company is usually born from a new idea that would revolutionize an entire industry. That's usually why startups are formed. So being a software engineer at a startup, you might actually be more likely to work with cutting edge technologies. And if you don't already feel like just a number to one of these big companies, well, look what happened earlier this year, where almost every single big company laid off thousands of employees. It's not that it's a bad thing to work at a top tech company. Usually the people are smart and it is good to get that on your resume. It's just that the prestige is dying a little bit and it's not as respected, especially now that everybody knows that all it takes to get into one of these top companies is sitting and doing hundreds of hours of leak code and studying systems design. You know, we know now that some of the best developers don't work at these companies, and there's a lot of opportunity working outside of these companies. So depending on your personal goals and what interests you as a developer, it might not be the best fit for you. With the internet how it is now, there's so much opportunity for entrepreneurs. There's tons of websites for you to do freelance programming. You could build a bunch of small scale software as a service ideas and then market them on social media, or you could even just start your own developer brand and become an influencer. Also, if we haven't noticed by now, the tech industry runs on trends. Last year is Web3, this year it's AI and no code. If you stay ahead of the curve on the current trends and technologies, it's easy to find work as a software engineer at a startup company, or if you want to start your own company. There's plenty of ways right now to get ahead using AI tools as a software engineer, or integrating existing AI technologies into software, or getting good at existing technologies like no code. Because as a developer, we do get a little bit too narrow visioned on programming technologies and what we should be using, when in the end, all that matters is the end goal, what we're creating. For example, if you can build an impressive website easily without coding at all using something like Wix Studio, then there's no point of setting up a full tech stack and coding it from scratch. Coding a project could take a lot longer to build, be more expensive, harder to maintain, whereas using a no-code platform and then adding specific code segments if you really need that control over the website, that might be the way to go nowadays. And let's also talk about how competitive the job market is right now, with all of these new programmers coming in, learning full stack apps in JavaScript or Python, and then doing leak code and applying to the top tech companies. No wonder it's hard to get a job right now when everybody's doing the same thing. So what people need to do is think outside of the box a little bit, because there's so many opportunities that people aren't pursuing, and they're all just pursuing web development at a top tech company. Financial stability is important, and it's good to have consistent income at one of these jobs, but if you can't get the job in the first place, then you should explore other opportunities, differentiate yourself as a software engineer, and who knows, you might be able to achieve financial stability or even more in other ways. I wanted to make this video because I actually know a lot of people that worked at big tech companies that were laid off, and now even with that on their resume, they're struggling to find new employment at another big tech company. And I genuinely think too many programmers are trying to get into big tech companies. It's their ideal job and they'll accept nothing less. But the interview process at these tech companies is really tedious. And if you're not practicing every day, you're going to have a tough time passing the interviews. But if you are practicing every day, you'll also have a tough time doing other things. So what I would suggest to programmers struggling to find employment right now is to look outwards at other opportunities. Even if working at a big tech company is your dream as a programmer, you can explore other ways to make money, and maybe you'll find something that you really fall in love with. And even if you don't, you might just have better chances exploring some of these opportunities to make income as a developer. Personally, I've always treated my career path as like leveling up in a video game where I started not making a lot of money, and then I would seek out new opportunities, trying to make more money than the previous position. And if money's not the most important thing to you, bouncing around through different opportunities and exploring new things will help you improve on your skill set, learn new things, and probably find something really cool that interests you. I've got a lot of friends that work in big tech. Some of them love it, some not so much. In the end, we just shouldn't have these unrealistic expectations of a dream job because there really is no dream job. When it comes to programming jobs, there's going to be things you like and there's going to be things that you don't like. What you want to find is a job where the work is interesting to you and it doesn't feel like work as much. And that will not automatically happen at a big tech company or anywhere else. It's something you have to explore and find for yourself. Over the past 10 years of coding for me, I've worked on a ton of different things at a ton of different places. And right now, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. But it took a long time, and my path was pretty unorthodox. If you guys work at big tech, I'd love to hear about your experiences there. And if you don't and work on unorthodox things like me, I'd love to hear your experiences with that. Maybe you guys can inspire each other in the comments. Either way, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is a new channel we're trying to grow, so I appreciate you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.